Welcome back, Port fans, to another video on the channel. This is 10-1 of Port Adelaide's greatest winning goals of all time in the AFL. It's celebrating 25 years of being a part of the AFL. And Theo is back with me. Mate, good to have you back.
Thanks for having me again.
It's been a while since we recorded the last one, let me tell you.
Too long.
And we're still wearing the same clothes.
I know, it's amazing. You know what? We didn't even plan it. Didn't coordinate. It just happened.
No, I just popped in and we're like, should we finish it? Yep. So it's good to go. 10-1. We had a great 20-11 countdown, and a lot of people loved it. It seems so. This one's going to be even better. Trust me.
Well, you hope so.
Well, we're going 10-1.
That's right.
I'm just being cliche here with hosting. You know, this is your list, mate. You're the one that came up with it. Let's get straight into it. 10-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 10.
Number 10. One of our sort of favourite, almost cult heroes of Port Adelaide. Paul Stewart, round 8, North Melbourne, 2012. Unless I want to let you describe this one because the eloquence just flows from your mouth. When you
I love this
period.
goal.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this goal because we're sitting dead last. We've got one win for the year, and that was the round 1 win against St Kilda. We're sitting nowhere against North Melbourne in this game.
Yeah. 6
goals we need to win. Jay Schultz bangs through 7. And then you've got, Westhoff kicking a goal from an angle that he never kicked goals from. 14,508 people at this game, as Robbie says multiple times in his call. Mm-hmm. And it just culminates into this moment where Paul Stewart, this is almost the perfect play. It was the best play we've ever had under Primus.
Pretty good.
Let alone the day. We've switched the kick from Carlisle, and we know that we've seen it multiple times, but to see the kick, then Paul Stewart takes on Ferrito at 50. The balls to take on Michael Ferrito, he's built like a brick shithouse. Mm-hmm. And you take him on at 50, and you slot the goal under the utmost of pressure.
The other thing is he's not a player renowned for kicking lots of goals. He went forward at times. I mean, he played, I'd say, more as a defender than a forward. But I mean, he could play forward, but he didn't kick a lot of goals. He wasn't a big goal scorer, especially not big-time goals either.
No, and then he's gone through and kicked the goal. And then we've still got 20-odd seconds to hold on. And we did it.
Paul Stewart direction, he marks and plays on. He keeps his footing, got away from Ferrito to put Port Adelaide in front. The power lead at Amy.
And just the emotion from everything. I remember the day as well because that game was on delay on Channel 7. So I didn't get to see the thing. Classic. So I'm on my Motorola flip. Actually, it wasn't a flip, it was a slide. This red thing that was like this big.
Even better.
And I've slid it up, I'm on the little Fox Sports page, I'm refreshing every 10 minutes, and 6 goals down, I'm like, no, this is shit.
Yeah.
3 goals down, oh, hello. Refresh again. We're in front. Holy shit, I'm running around the house. I'm 16 years old. This is 2012.
Prime or less.
Prime, that was prime. I had none of this.
It was
none of this. It was not even, I think it was fresh. But yeah, that for me was, I wish I could put it higher. There's so many good things to come after this, but number 10, and it's Paul Stewart.
It's a great start.
It's the shittest of years. And we're kicking winning goals. That started a resurgence too. We won against Carlton, who were flying at that stage. Gold Coast. And then Primus got sacked later on. But it doesn't matter. Just Paul Stewart, forever remembered.
Absolutely.
For that goal. But number 9, it's another game that I love.
Laid back, Robbie Gray.
Oh, he had player inside.
He does, goes to Ebert now. Throws it up long. Chad Corns, goal square. Tredrea!
Oh, no. Oh, this is a magnificent game of football. The best game of the year, no doubting that whatsoever.
Edge of the seat. Listen to the roar.
Absolutely great game of football.
This is
mention it, please.
This is one of the favourite games that we were both in attendance at. It was round 8, 2009. We both got to watch our favourite footballer ever. Definitely my favourite footballer ever. I know that you're torn between a couple, but
current and former is very different.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely my favourite of all time. Against Richmond, Warren Tredrea. It really was the Tredrea's show that day. After having doubts surrounding him after the injuries, can he come back? Can he still play? And if he can play, can he still perform? This performance was probably the best game of his career.
In the wet.
In the wet.
And he's taken clunks.
Absolutely.
Like
everything just
nothing.
stuck. Yeah. 7 goals he kicked that day.
7 goals, 4.
Incredible. Ridiculous.
Could have had 11.
Absolutely.
One wouldn't be on the list, but 8.
We were flying against Richmond. We were looking really, really comfortable. I think we got to about 5 goals up from memory.
Halfway through the third quarter, yep.
And then everything turned on its head. Richmond ended up hitting the front again against all odds. And I remember I was there with a mate who was a Richmond supporter, and I was thinking, how has this happened? How is this my life at this point in time? What have I done to deserve this? Let alone the rest of the Port fans, what have we done to deserve this? But me specifically, because it was very much about me that day.
Always is.
And then after Tredrea's incredible first quarter, first half, and then third quarter, then he popped up right at the death in the fourth. He kicks the goal after a contested mark. Brady puts it inside 50. Takes the mark, kicks the goal, screaming, get back behind the ball. And then, of course, which this is probably what threw this goal and game further up the list, he goes back when Richmond get the clearance and takes a contested mark at centre half back just to seal it, and then ends with the ball. Just unbelievable scenes from really an unbelievable player.
I cried after that game. I remember because I was just sitting there, I was in awe. I was like, oh my God, we just won a game with a minute to go. And I was there in the pouring rain. I dragged my dad out to go to that game. And we're there.
My dad wouldn't go with me.
And you got to
I had to go with my Richmond mates. Imagine if we didn't win and the car trip home for this poor little boy.
It was a long trip home too. Going from West Lakes back to my house, about 45 minutes.
Number 8.
Number 8.
A man who we've already seen on the list, Peter Burgoyne again, round 21, Carlton in the year 2000. Our first ever goal from after the siren. So the ball was kicked in to inside 50, about 20 metres out, directly in front. He's almost spilt it. It's almost destroyed his sternum.
His sternum has exploded as he's taken the second grab because the thing's it's like a bouncing castle.
Yeah, it was almost going to be out for the rest of the season.
I thought he made a broken
sternum. Yeah. Bang! Off his breast.
Burgoyne,
out it comes.
He wasn't the most built person I when he was a kid.
No. And then he grabbed it at the second attempt, went back, slotted the goal after the siren. Yeah, to deliver our first ever victory after the siren against Carlton.
In 2000, the Blues and the Power battled for supremacy at Football Park. When the final siren sounded, Carlton led by a point, but Peter Burgoyne had this shot for goal. Peter Burgoyne, he's done it! Right at home, Peter!
And at number 7, Theo, one of the greatest wins, I think, in our history.
Yeah, I'd say so. Just the grandeur of the time of the win, the goal itself, a player I absolutely adored. 2007, Dominic Cassisi against Geelong up at Stewart Stadium to kick a goal on his left foot with a few seconds left. The week after Brett Ebert kicked a goal to win us the game against Hawthorn with a few seconds left. Just what an incredible two matches in a row for us. But this goal was just so special. No one could go there and win games.
No, not the Avengers are like, nah, too much. Right? They're not wanting to go to Stewart Stadium, which it was Stewart Stadium at that time, to go there and play Geelong. In their premiership year, and I know what you're bloody going to say, but at that time, to beat them at their home ground in that situation, the dying seconds, after their momentum was through the roof at the end of that game, it's just awesome. And
Especially when someone like Gary Adelaide's put them in front as well.
Well, yeah.
No bigger name to sort of put you in front and have, I think, the mentality of the side thinking we're going to win this game. But then, Dom Cassisi popped up, did his thing.
In 2007, Port Adelaide led at every change against Geelong. Just as the Power sensed victories, the Cats hit the lead.
Ablett's got it, finds a way through, there's a goal. Geelong in front.
Dominic Cassisi silenced the home crowd as the visitors triumphed.
Cassisi to win it. Cassisi does win it.
Number 6, round 7 versus Carlton 2020, Mr. Clutch.
Mr. Clutch himself,
Robbie
Gray. He's in again. This time just after the siren. You know, he's had enough of doing it just before the siren. This time he does it after the siren.
The siren will sound. The game is on his boot. He is the man in the arena. And all eyes are on Robbie Gray. And when everyone else missed, when the moment came, he seized it like no one else. Robbie Great!
Against Carlton, a team that we probably expected to be winning by, or winning a lot more comfortably than we did. Didn't really turn up and play our best footy throughout the day. No. Missed a number of simple set shots in that last quarter to put us ahead. And even there you go. I can feel the anger. I can feel the anger from this side.
Straighten up, son.
Yeah, it was for me. The Todd Marshall miss really probably cemented in my head.
Dixon, what are you doing, mate? 20 out.
You know we won. We did win. It cemented, the Todd Marshall miss cemented that we were going to lose this game.
I'll give them a bit of leniency because they flew in at 5 o'clock of that morning or whatever. But
which does make it impressive.
Unless they're seeing 8 posts, I don't understand how they missed it. Sorry,
right.
go on.
It's okay.
We won. It was one of the great. I remember sitting there in the lounge room and Dad stormed out. I swear he broke multiple things outside. The anger, the frustration. I'm there like, no, I'm not going to lose this. I'm still confident. And Robbie Gray, he kicked the goal. Actually, when he was lining up, I'm thinking, he's just going to miss. This type of day we've had.
You know, it's funny. I thought he'd kick it. Because we had missed all the easy ones, somehow in my head I thought, there is no chance that he's going to miss this kick. It's weird though, because you look at that, that's a 2 out of 10. You can kick that 2 times out of 10 mostly.
Speak for yourself.
All right, I'm speaking for myself. Sorry. All right, it's a 9 out of 10 kick. All right, whatever. No, but seriously, I mean, the mark was great. The build-up play was great. Sam May's kick to him was fantastic. And then just to go back and kick the goal from the boundary that far out with after the siren, just absolutely amazing.
But this one, number 5. Now, a lot of people are probably going. We'll start explaining why we've picked these in the order because this one. At number 5, Roger James, round 22 versus Brisbane 2002. You're one of your favourite goals of all time. You almost wanted this near number 1.
I wanted it. I at first thought maybe this could go higher. When we see the rest of them, we sort of understand why.
But the situation is, you've got your 2 best teams in the last round of the season fighting for a minor premiership.
2-2, Burgoyne almost brought it down. Here's James. He's had a marvellous game. He puts him in front. Brilliant goal. Classic. Roger James gets his second, 31 possessions and 28 and a half minutes gone. Port Adelaide suddenly have one hand on the minor premiership again.
No more deserved kicker of the goal than Roger James. He's been tremendous.
Ashcroft at defensive 50 to Power, has to move it on. 17 seconds. Power, they need a mark. Brown over the top at ground level, huge ball this one, and they win it through Black to Scott. 7, 6, 5 seconds remaining. They go to the square. Lepich couldn't take the mark. Ball still alive. Port Adelaide are minor premiers for the first time in their history.
We're down by a point at home. Minor premiership on the line. We're going to have to play.
I think this was, and I've said it before, I think this was the greatest ever end to a minor round season in AFL history at least. I mean, look, to be fair, probably VFL history because this was just incredible. The top 2 teams at the time playing for the top spot, really. I mean, it's very rare that happens. And I do think that this was the greatest until 2021 when Max Gawn kicked the winning goal after the siren to take Melbourne top, which was just
a GMHBA too.
Yeah, which was incredible. But at the time, I do think that this was the best end to a season ever. Roger James comes up with a goal that puts us in front against the minor premier, the reigning premiers, by the way. You'd expect a team with their Brownlow medalists, with Voss, with Black, Ackermanis, Lynch, Malmichael, Bradshaw, Leppich, the list goes on and on.
Brown.
You'd probably expect at that time that group would have been able to get over the line in that particular game. So to see Port do it there to secure their first minor premiership, absolutely phenomenal. A game that I think will always be one of the greatest games that Port Adelaide have ever played in the AFL.
Number 4. This is where it gets gritty, people. We spent about 45 minutes of this an hour and a half list on this game.
On this game. We spent... How long did we spend on the top 5 and tweaking and trying to get it right?
It was like watching Deal or No Deal. Which case are you going to pick?
Number 4, he's back again. He's back again.
They have to just watch and see how it plays out. Ryder over the back, path of Robbie Gray. He's a superstar for the Power. He goes long. Has it got the legs? Yes! Robbie Gray's kicked a big goal. And the Power on the cusp of a great victory.
Robbie Gray, round 19, St Kilda in 2017. So I don't think this even needs any explaining. And if
well done to Aaron Young beforehand for kicking the goal to get us this position.
If you watch this far and you've come with us on this journey, but you don't know what this goal is, I'm very surprised.
Have a look.
I'd imagine that you'd know.
You're going to love this.
Here it is. What a goal.
I remember being there. Were you there?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was at this one. Yeah.
And then there was about 35,000 that day there. 10, 15 of those left after St Kilda kicked the goal with 2 minutes to go. And I just remember sitting there thinking, this is how you're done. And then Young kicks the goal. And seeing live the tap of the century.
Century? The tap of
all time.
All time. The tap of this planet ever, forever.
They show that to people who ruck.
Yep.
They show that to people who goalkeep in the EPL and etc.
They show it to basketballers.
That's how you dunk.
Yep.
They show that to...
But actually, in fact, since that game, the statistics in the NBA have dramatically changed for the way that the players dunk. So they started doing it that way.
That's how they teach backstroke now.
It is. It's how all of it, everything. That's how cricketers are now starting to do shots as well. It's just
the ramp.
Yeah. Even bowlers are bowling that way.
Yeah.
The point is, whatever sport you're doing, it doesn't matter. This is just going to inform whatever you do because it is so magnificent.
It's one of the greatest taps, and then the finish was just as good. From 50, Robbie Gray, in the long sleeve, which is unbelievable.
You love
a long sleeve.
A good iconic long sleeve.
And Robbie Gray in the long sleeves like porn. But like the relief. I think more than anything.
I agree. I think that's what it was because it was sort of another close game. We had a few.
This was at that stage of the year. Top 4 was on the line, and even top 8. Like we weren't certain to make the 8.
I think because it was in the middle of a bit of an up and down patch from memory.
Yeah.
And then I recall there were and then of course the conversation started to happen. I think good enough. I think where are they going to finish?
Exactly.
All of those conversations start to happen, and you can't help but take notice at times. But then this goal just sort of, at least for that night, at the very least, just sort of, you know what, we're going to enjoy every moment of this.
Oh, I watched that 150,000 times that night. So you're going from number 4. Going from number 4, Robbie, to number 3, which was...
I'm excited.
You mentioned it.
No, you go.
People are going to hate us because we don't get this right. I don't care, but
Look.
Alright, so number 3, Stephen Motlop, round 8, 2018, showdown 44, if I'm correct.
But they're ready. Howard pumps it in. They've got the outnumber. They all crash down. Flashpoint. Stevie Motlop. What a time! He is floating on air now.
The story's simple. 28 odd points down, I think, in the third quarter. Robbie Gray kicks 5 and a quarter. Robbie Great.
Okay, all right, yeah, sure.
Robbie Great kicks 5 and a quarter. You go into the last, we've got 2-3 goals ahead, and then the Crows come back. McGovern kicks a goal with a minute to go.
Yeah.
40 seconds on the clock. We get it down. About 100 players smash into each other. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Motlop picks up the crumbs, dodges a couple, slots it. Anthony Hudson's commentary on this.
Oh,
what a time.
mint. Flashpoint.
Music. Oh, Flashpoint. Oh, Flashpoint. I'm flashpointing now.
Something's just happened.
Just like Motlop. I kicked the winner. And just the emotion of that day. Because it's a showdown, right? This is why it expands why it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a showdown. But our season again was virtually shaky. 2018. And you got Motlop who just came to the club kicking a winner.
Yeah. It was another one of those special moments, not just because of the fact that we won a game of football. This is one of those times where it means so much more. And you know what? If the Crows had won, I'm sure that their fans would have said the same thing. 28 points, they would have been 28 points up, lost the lead, and then Mitch McGovern takes a good mark, kicks a goal, wins in the game. They would have been entitled to absolutely be reveling in that.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it was us, and that goal is just, it really is, it really epitomises what makes a showdown so special. And under the lights, in front of a packed out Adelaide Oval, and just, a player who, when he turns it on, boy does he turn it on, So
we can talk about Motlop now, but just that moment, I don't think anyone else besides Robbie Gray would have kicked it.
Yeah, it was, what a time.
Yeah, what a time.
What a time.
To kick a goal. Ah, unbelievable. Now we're going to number 2.
The runner-up.
Now, let's isolate the 2 first, but I just want to do a couple of honourable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these weren't goals. These were just winning points.
Yes.
And Roger James.
We've had 2.
We've got 2. Roger James, 2003, Brisbane. Mm-hmm. The year after he kicked the winner to get us the minor premiership.
Yeah.
Again, kicks a winning point.
Yeah. Up at the Gabba, I remember I watched this game and I'd actually taped it. So I had it on VHS. I've probably seen this game 30 times, I reckon. I just watched it over and over when I was a kid. So I remember so much of it, and so much of the commentary so clearly still in my head. But I remember, Roger James, we were down by a point. Roger James kicks a point to draw us level, and then he gets it again, kicks another point to win us the game by a point. Which, in fairness, is probably more exciting than by a point than winning by if you kick
points are underrated.
Oh, I think so.
When they come to that situation. The next one, David Road. This is arguably the worst game of football we've played to win a game. 60-61, Port win at Amy in front of 15,000.
Yeah.
2010. This is at the time when no one pays attention to what we're doing.
Yeah.
And David Roden, I think it was a soccer out of midair.
Yeah.
And he's just sockered it through, and it's rolled through for a point just.
And we've walked away with the points. Yeah, it was. And David Roden at the time was my favourite player. I really loved him. I think
that was his best period.
Missed out on a very, very talented player when they traded him to us. And then they did the same thing with Jay Schultz as well. So we did all right in that period, sort of in the period where we weren't very good. The build-up, with getting a few players in like Roden and Schultz, like I say, from Richmond, but really sort of helped to bring us back up to the levels that we wanted to be at. So, a really, really good player, and I'm glad that he makes the list, because I do love a bit of D-Rod.
Monfrey's centering ball, Cassisi, Wingard! You know who again?
It is his birthday.
Kid's a freak. He's a freak.
Well, he's got to kick it yet.
And it's appropriate that he will probably have the final say. One way or the other, you reckon? It rests on his boot. What a champion he is. He's 19 years of age. He's the most important footballer right now in this state.
We've reached the pinnacle of this video. We've reached the almost climax, if you will. Chad Wingard, 2013, round 19, against Adelaide. Last game at Amy Stadium. Theo, this is our number 2.
Yeah. This was so difficult. It was so difficult. We were torn between this and the Stevie Motlop one.
This was another discussion that happened for 45 minutes.
Yeah. And then after the discussion, we had the argument for 45 more minutes. And then it ceased back into another 45 minutes.
You don't appreciate what we've done, honestly.
Yeah, my God. Chad Wingard, round 19, against the Crows in 2013. It was just one of those moments that I think will live in Port Adelaide fans' memory for forever. What an incredible comeback with 4 goals needed in the last 6 minutes. We did it. Of course, we had the Angus Monfrey's Shane Warne leg break that made it possible beforehand, with that. What a goal that was. And then for Wingard to take that mark at 19 years of age, slot the goal, which was his 5th goal of the game. He wins the medal, of course, and makes the All-Australian team off the back of that.
Peak Wingard, that.
Oh my God. What an incredible match. What a comeback. What a player.
So yeah, that's number 2, Theo. That's the situation, the moment, everything capitulated into that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Last game at Amy. And it was the away showdown too, which in most games doesn't really matter. It's a Crows home game and you take what you get.
You still got that's still...
Back at Amy, it used to be a lot more even, the crowd. It'd be members, but there would be a lot more than just we would have like a couple of bays.
Yeah.
At the Adelaide Oval. Like back then, it was... I was there with a whole bunch of Crows fans. And my memory of the Monfrey's bounce as well was I didn't see it behind the post, and next minute this ball's just come past. And then the Wingard mark and goal, unbelievable. And the montage, by the way, from AFL 360 the next night, still watch that too. So that gets the goosebumps.
Very good.
But
that was the 5AA commentary.
Oh. I wish radio stations posted their commentary.
I know, more.
I would love to listen to those certain moments.
Do it.
If you're listening, quite ironic.
And to be fair, they are.
They are. The bit of me. Cane corns. This moves into number 1. I put a strong argument to this.
Yeah.
You put a strong argument to this. We surveyed a few people.
Mm-hmm.
They put a strong argument to this. And number 1 is Gavin Wanganeen. 2004, prelim final versus St Kilda. Now, the only thing going against this one was the fact that it was still 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
But we threw that out the window because, in my personal opinion, this goal won us the grand final.
Yeah. Putting it that way, I mean, obviously you'd have to follow that up with more talking points, I suppose. But if you want to really bring it down to its bare bones, in a way, you're absolutely right. Because it doesn't kick the goal, we don't win a prelim when we get to the granny. Simple. It's quite really. It's as simple as that. Like you said, there was still quite a bit of time left. If he had kicked, imagine this goal exactly the same, but instead of 6.5 minutes left, it was 6.5 seconds left. Like, we wouldn't be here. We would have died.
I was about 8 years old.
Yeah. We'd be dead.
I'm dead.
Both died.
I'm
from joy. Cause of death.
Joy.
Right, that's what would have happened.
J too.
So thank God it was 6.5 minutes.
Thank you, Gavin Wanganeen.
That was the only thing sort of that we thought. Oh, do we put maybe one of the other ones above it because they were closer to the death? Right at the end. But the fact of the matter is, it's a prelim final. The guys kicked it on the boundary line, tucked up against it. When he hasn't played a very good game.
Oh no!
But in that quarter, he turned up. He stood out. What a great finish. And God, when you need a champion to get you into a grand final, Gavin Wanganeen, he stood up.
And look at he kicked 4 goals the next week. Mm-hmm. Played one of his best games for Port.
Yep.
Like, that whole game was cutthroat.
Yeah. And
for him to stand up in a moment, 6.5 minutes to play. After that, no one scored a goal. Mm-hmm. You had the great moments of Sean Burgoyne in the goal square, with Guerra tackling. Michael Wilson taking the hard hits on the wing with only a minute or so prior to that, and then the end result, the siren goes and everyone's that. To me, you couldn't lose after that.
No, and I think the fact that the goal was that good may have just given the boys that tiny extra little bit of something. Sometimes you need that rather than look. The fact of the matter is, wherever the goal was, it puts you in front, and you should be able to try and win the game from there anyway. But that goal from that spot just maybe gave us that little bit extra. Because who knows, if someone else kicked a goal from a different spot of the ground with a different amount of time remaining, who knows what happens.
Exactly.
But God, did Gavin Wanganeen deliver what we needed.
And I can't put it into any more words, because we watched it back and we literally sat in silence. The others we talked over and were like, oh, this is another reason why. But this one we sat there and it was just, let's just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So enjoy it.
Noble and Brogan, and Noble wins again, but to Wanganeen, who kicked a goal earlier in the quarter. Surely there'll be a score. There is. There's a major score. Port in front by a goal.
He's a freak, isn't he? This is an unbelievable goal.
When he gets it, something's going to happen. He hasn't had a lot tonight, but something is certainly happening.
That's incredible.
Theo?
Yeah.
20-1.
Yes.
It's like that show on Channel 9. They do 20-1,
20-1.
Internet sensations. Well, this is Port Adelaide's greatest winning goals, and we've completed it. But thank you for joining me to do this. This is absolutely sensational. It was your idea. We've gone through the list. We've spent 4.5 years trying to organise this. Just like Ken Inkley's been trying to organise a premiership for Port. We've done it, and we want you to let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Even give you 20-1. Give us your personal favourite as well, because my personal favourite from that list, regardless, is Warren Tredrea.
As in your favourite?
Favourite winning goal.
Oh, your favourite?
Favourite winning goal is Tredrea.
Yeah.
You know, because being there and just being that, being in the emotion and everything, that was just great to be a part of.
Yeah.
You know, I got to witness one of the greats kick one of the great goals.
Yeah, that's true. Were you at the prelim? The one
I didn't go to the prelim. No, so that's probably another thing. But yeah, and I would have loved to see Robbie Gray kicking against Carlton. I saw Robbie Gray against St Kilda, you know, and then Paul Stewart. Like, I could do a whole another video on it. But did you have a favourite? Did you have a personal favourite that? Oh, yours was.
Oh look, I mean, Wanganeen is obviously my favourite one, but of the ones that, and I was there as well, so that's.
So yeah. that's a personal favourite.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's everyone's gonna have a differing opinions on this whole thing. So
I mean, Tredra's was my favourite player, so I do have a very special place for that one.
I wish he kicked more winning goals.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he was too busy kicking 8 and 9, so I guess someone's supposed to take their own, doesn't it?
He was good. But yeah, no, so yeah, I'd say Wanganeen overall was the best one, was my favourite one.
Well, that wraps up 20-1, Port Adelaide's greatest winning goals. I'm going to advertise this like it's Channel 9's 20-1.
Love it.
Get a few celebrities in. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts on this list. And again, Theo, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content. We're celebrating 25 years of being in the AFL. This is just one of many videos to come. He's Theo, my name's Anthony, and as always, come Theo.